He said, if your kid got a frown, let's put him down.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the Kind of Late Show. Just gonna focus that out. It'll happen eventually. I'm your host, Terence.
Whoopsie doodle.
And today we're making the best of, it's already a decent day. Joined by my current co-host, Jordan, man himself. Sorry. As well as Anika on we're having a fun morning.
Anika on and off screen.
Anika on and off screen. As we are now coming off of a nice hot WWE Premium Live event. Crown Jewel.
It was in Saudi Arabia, which is why it's in the morning.
Yeah, that was...
So,
It really brings back that nostalgia of waking up early on a Saturday to watch cartoons.
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't think of it that way. I was thinking it's just like, man, it's real inconvenient.
I was in my pajamas. It was great.
Brock Lesnar versus... I'm just going to go straight through the match card. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Match was honestly pretty mid, and I'm someone that was hyped for this fight since last year.
I didn't expect it to be the first fight.
I was excited
I
when it
showed
was
up
the
late,
first
and
fight.
I think there's gonna be more fights for them down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was stoked when I found out it was the first match on the card. Fight was all right. They immediately went for it. I think it might have been another case of one of them was already kind of injured, so they half-assed the match.
It did feel like they were holding back, which
It wasn't a big
I don't know.
It wasn't a big meat slapper.
It was. There was,
good.
there was destruction,
Good.
but,
It's just,
and I just wanted more. But I don't know what that really is. I want them in a fight pit. I don't know.
yes.
Was it better
I want them in the octagon.
than the Goldberg match? That no holds bar.
No,
Dang.
no, it was not better than the Goldberg match.
Oh.
I thought it was about equal to the Goldberg match.
Yeah, because as in
Like, the Goldberg match was longer, but,
it was just long.
Yeah, but like they went through a table in the Goldberg match.
At least.
What they did the barricade spot.
Yeah, they did the barricade.
Yeah, they always do that.
Exactly. It's
The last woman standing match was like, I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah, well, we're jumping ahead. So first after that was the tag team women's match, correct?
Yeah.
That's when you
Yes.
got.
That's when
yeah.
pretty much I showed up at the end. And I didn't know it was by shenanigans by Nikki Cross.
Yeah, that was
That's the outcome. Why did they literally just like lost them to get back? And it's always Dakota Kai is always involved in like the shortest reigns, and then
I mean, I was stoked when Triple H started taking the reins because that meant more women's wrestling.
mm-hmm.
Been a little hectic to get that real flow of
at least the women's titles, because
well, even just like
the tag team titles.
Asuka and Alexa
like,
Bliss, as much as they're great and deserve titles, they should have never been a tag team and have the tag titles.
Yeah,
that was, and for a week,
barely a week.
The Miz's last
like,
title reign was longer than this tag team reign.
Yeah, 5 days. It's been like just 5 days.
Yeah,
that's almost.
What's the point?
What was the point? And then Bailey didn't even get to that later. All in all, match was still good though. It was nice to see the crowd super behind Asuka.
I really hope that Alexa Bray Wyatt tease goes somewhere, because I don't know what to expect right now from that storyline. And I just have so many questions, and every time he appears, I'm left with even more questions, which I love. But I also want answers.
Their outfits were dope too. I'll give them that.
Oh, they're matching Space Ranger outfits.
Yeah.
Hard Buzz Lightyear vibes.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah, it was maybe that's what the designer got it from. What was after that?
After that was Judgment Day.
Was it Judgment Day or was it the Karrion Kross and Drew?
I think it might have been carrying.
No, it
was Judgment Day, right?
I'm gonna look it up. I didn't have this one ready to go.
Either way, we know it was Judgment Day or the Karrion Kross Drew fight. So those are in the same hour. So we'll.
Did you just say Jew fight?
I said Drew fight. Drew, like King of the Druids.
Oh, okay. All right.
So we'll go over the. I think it might have been the Drew Karrion fight.
It was the Drew Karrion fight.
Right.
That was good. And then we were finally waiting. We were just talking about how non-memorable Drew's.
Yeah, Drew's feuds haven't been the best
when they're not title included.
And then like all the stuff that people like Sammy have been doing has just been like.
I'm a little offended, but I also see your point.
Well, even like
because like he's a great wrestler.
Drew's an amazing wrestler.
But
there's just
if he doesn't have any, he's not going for gold.
And he's easily top performer, top level, top guy. But I think he kind of suffers from the same thing that Karrion Kross does, which is, well, where are the epic? Who's your feud? Like Taker and Shawn Michaels. The Rock and Stone Cold, Randy Orton and John Cena.
I thought it was going to be him and Randy for a second. Or so, I guess it wasn't really working with him and Roman too.
I mean, Seth's able to somehow draw that out of everyone.
And it's so good.
And Edge just calls everyone he goes against an Edge knockoff. You're Edge light. You're a Samoan Edge. Which no Edge match, but we did get the Beth Phoenix tease from Rhea Ripley, so I think she might actually straight up have a match against Beth Phoenix in the future.
I believe it.
You think she's going to be the problem, or the X Factor that handles Rhea?
I don't. I mean, like I
wanted someone different, someone, or maybe.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good opportunity to utilize someone else.
Yeah,
but I feel like if it's just Beth, then it's
like
predictable.
Yeah.
Is
I don't know. I don't know if that's predictable. I think if Beth came out with and introduced like a good woman's faction, because there's not really like a good woman's faction right now. Like there's Damage Control as the bad woman's faction, and then there's Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka, which they're just baby faces united.
Yeah, they're not a faction.
Yeah.
Which that's cool seeing baby faces united. I'm all about that, and I think it's cool. And I think they don't have to be a faction to team up and kick the bad guys' asses.
We don't have any like legit actually like women's tag team other than Damage Control.
No, they were all eviscerated during the Vince era.
Yeah, it's all just like it's all just people just mushed together.
And at this point,
Damage Control is barely
real women's tag.
I mean, like
it's only the ones in
like
NXT.
Toxic Attraction, I think, is the only actual women's
and the women's tag team title. What's her name? Kaden.
Oh, Kat Cesaro, and I don't know who the other chick is because I don't watch NXT enough. Not because I'm an asshole.
It's Kaden. The Raver girls.
The chick with the hair. Yeah, they're working.
The chick with the hair. Yeah, we know exactly who that is. Exactly who you're talking about. But the current NXT women's tag team champions are legit like the only team that was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And Toxic Attraction. But yeah, it's all the other tag teams are just.
And even they were like all doing a good job at being tag teams before the Vince era.
Mhm.
Like Natalia got Tamina to start wearing colors.
Yeah.
It's
Anytime, he threw any of them together, they'd kind of go out of their way to try and. All right, well, let's look like a tag
Sasha
team.
and Naomi were, trying to.
Lana, Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi and Sasha.
Yeah.
It just.
Yeah. Well.
No.
Which and now that I'm thinking about it, that you even mentioned the Naomi Lana, that makes me realize, that would have been cause for Naomi to just like, I'm tired of half-ass tag team. Which again, that's what a lot of
No, it's completely
Which
justified in there.
mid-card women's title, bring back the Diva belt.
I agree.
Oh, that'll always be the constant thesis of this show.
All right, so we had the OC versus the Judgment Day, which
was Michael Cole said Bullet Club.
It was the Bullet Club versus New Bullet Club.
Yeah, he talked about the history of it. I mean, not the full history.
I'm mad. I missed this part because I was ordering the pizza.
Yeah. Finn Balor was the original founder, and then AJ Styles became its leader. And so it was great. Good stuff. Good commentary. Michael Cole just talking crap about Dominic Mysterio the whole time, like the people love.
Yeah, he's really being a good punching bag right now. Just taking it, being a good heel. He's not even really trying. It doesn't seem like he's.
That was a good match. There was like a lot going on.
He did good.
But now I'm just thinking about it. I feel lied to because we were told that Corey Graves and Michael Cole were going to be the commentary team for all premium live events going forward. And Corey Graves was not in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
You know what? Corey Graves
I understand.
had a tough week.
Understand. I just want to say, I feel lied to.
Almost like they never should have made that promise.
Yeah. Like, nobody promises you can't keep cards subject to change. So,
thank God for Wade Barrett. Well, what happened to Corey?
Oh no, you didn't hear?
No.
Sad news.
Thoughts and prayers and condolences. Carmella suffered an ectopic pregnancy.
Oh no.
So she had a miscarriage.
No.
It was their second issue with conceiving, so.
Dang.
So they're pretty
Thoughts
upset.
and prayers, loves and wishes.
Well wishes.
Well, we're big fans of both of theirs.
Yeah.
You can't tell him to suck it up and then go to Saudi Arabia.
No. You go be with your wife. You take the.
That's not at all what I was saying. I was just saying. Like Anika said, maybe shouldn't have made that promise to begin with.
Things happen.
Right. So
after Judgment Day and AOC, it was.
Wait, who won that? Was that it was Judgment?
The Judgment Day one.
Yeah.
Good
stuff.
Yeah.
We just watched it, and
they'll play it back eventually at some point.
Yeah, they'll.
We just I thought Rhea was going to be handled by someone.
Jordan and I were talking. It's like, that's crazy. Rhea Ripley's like our height, and she straight up power slammed Luke Gallows.
Yeah. You guys need to up your weight.
That dude's massive.
I think I lift Nash all the time. I can do it.
No, and it's easy to throw someone over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, I think, especially...
humans are wonky to carry, but when you throw them over your shoulder, they're surprisingly easy to...
I think the scoop slam is pretty easy to do to anyone. Get the momentum. The momentum.
Yeah. It was followed by Strowman versus Omos.
Strowman versus Omos. Oh, I just completely forgot about this match, period.
The monster... The monster among men.
Versus the Nigerian giant.
Yes.
It's the monsters of... all monsters.
The monster of all monsters.
Oh, he's a monster among them. I liked that phrase better. I'm sorry.
It sounds better.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a mice.
Monsters of all monsters and make them just sound like, just like a Halloween gimmick.
A little bit.
Especially kind of with like the print that it says it in.
Yeah.
And the
that's what I was thinking.
The bright red pants,
yeah. Look
the
like
holiday colors.
Yeah. might as well just put on some orange pants or some purple.
Maybe the Strowman Express was, oh, we're so dumb the whole time. Everyone was like, oh, he looks like a gardener. He was supposed to be a train conductor.
Yeah, he should be trained. Why?
Because that's why he had the gloves.
The haunted train
when he was Strowman
conductor.
Express.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He was a train conductor.
Oh.
We're all dumb. We couldn't see it. He was Mr. Conductor.
He's a freak.
He should have come out
train.
with like a little hat and a fucking
Okay.
Aren't train
handkerchief.
conductors have like those it's like pinstripe blue?
No, that would have
like-
been silly with that.
What? How would it be silly? You don't want to see him in like a little
Those
blue
little-
pinstripe Mr.
little
Conductor,
overalls and
nipples
those.
coming out,
Yeah.
fucking
Why?
overalls, just hulking out of it, fucking taking the straps off when it's time to get real.
No.
It's a good idea, you know.
Right,
She's denying it, but she seems nervous
Yeah,
by the thought of it. So
No,
it's
I
working.
just
It's a good idea.
I'm imagining it and it just looks hilarious and not.
It's sexy.
I
You have
can't
to take
take
it
it
serious.
no,
you have to
you
take it
cannot
serious.
take it
Look, Braun like
seriously.
trying to do a face off with Roman, and he's got like this little conductor's cap on with this little handkerchief on his neck. Just go like, you know, like he's just throwing his hat off when he's like, "Come on, come on!"
Like having to stop the train so suddenly because there's like a cow or something on the tracks, and it just come on. It just like
Right, you know,
stops
giving
just in
giving
time.
like the philosophical,
Who
Yeah.
rated these?
just giving a bunch of like philosophical train metaphors.
Yeah.
For you see a train coming and there's someone on the tracks. What are you gonna do?
Yo. Yeah, that's that old classic wrestling we were talking about.
Right.
You know
that
what's
classic
crazy
gimmick
is
wrestling.
on this list, the reviewer gave it a B plus, which is like the highest rating so far.
The match was surprisingly good for both of them.
Yeah, almost looked great as well.
Yeah, Omos looked strong in the match, so
Mm-hmm.
overpowering.
And more
Strowman.
nimble, not just a big guy that walks like Frankenstein, you know, just doesn't use knees.
There were some moments, and then we had the undisputed.
No, it was the women's.
No, then it was the undisputed title. We already talked about the women's,
No,
the
No.
tag team match.
This is the last woman stand. The last.
No,
man
that
standing.
came after.
that came after the tag team.
Oh,
That
the
was
tag
the
team match.
men's tag
oh,
team
God,
match.
wow, I'm forgetting. I forgot so much of the card already.
Yeah, undisputed tag team championships. The Usos versus the Brawling Brutes.
Oh man, that match was good too.
That match was great. That match got an A. that was awesome.
The
like-
fact that I don't know that I thought the Brutes were gonna.
I
there's so
yeah,
many
I
calls.
wanted
was
to
I
win
was
So many
convinced
close
by
calls.
too many of those near falls.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
many of them had me like. It's
What
Not
is
okay.
Roman gonna do if these guys lose the titles?
You know, I mean, I think we all knew what the result was going to be, but it was such a good match. We were convinced during the match that they could just win it here. They have been putting in the work. This is
well, and
They're
again,
doing
I
it.
think it also had a lot to do with early in the live event. Damage Control won the tag titles, so it did become titles might actually change
let's quit.
hands.
Yeah,
So all the matches did become that much more. Like again, in the main
Mhm.
event, how many
Mhm.
times did we like? There's no way they're gonna like. That's what it was. Every near fall was like, no.
yeah. So many close calls.
Right.
Especially the two double teams at the end.
when he was pulling him from the edge and he
Mhm.
had him down, and it looked great. It looked so great. They did a bunch of odes to Sheamus.
Yeah, beats the Bowdrin, got them in, did the white noise.
It was so good.
Yeah, that
it
white
was
noise was,
so
like,
good.
Seemed
It was a
like
They
good
did
match.
an amazing job.
Great stuff. Yeah, A plus match.
And then it was the last.
Then it was
women's
the last one standing.
for the Raw Women's Championship.
I think
I was pleasantly surprised.
this is the match was good, but I mean, like, I feel like this is making one Bianca Belair stale, two making Bailey look super weak.
Yeah, weak and just Yeah, they literally just like
I kind of
all
agree.
the talk.
I kind of agree.
Like,
He
don't get me
did a
wrong,
third try.
I love both of them, but I feel like we need to see Bianca Belair struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she was struggling. I mean, she did get like trapped behind like those stairs.
She's unstoppable. She like, I mean, even going back to Extreme Rules, she double KOD'd the new women's tag team champ. Like she's unstoppable. She doesn't need Asuka and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess eventually that'll be Rhea Ripley or Raquel Rodriguez to
go after her, or
to go to for Bianca Belair. Yeah.
Is she going
Raquel needs to
back to
go
Rodriguez?
heel.
I'm confused. Is she going back to Rodriguez or is she?
It would have to be Rhea Ripley.
It's from Gonzalez.
No, it's Rodriguez. I just forget. I still call her the original thing.
Well, that's what I'm like. Well, it's the Triple H era. Is that why we haven't seen her? Are they gonna rename
They're gonna.
her?
We've seen her.
No, we have seen her, but she was in that match with what was it, Shotzi?
But she needs to go. Yeah, she needs to go.
She's in
heel.
a weird tag team with Shotzi.
Yep.
Another weird
tag
thrown
teams.
together
Yep.
women's tag team.
And the fact that it was like Raquel and Aaliyah just was kind of.
I miss the Iconics. And tag team.
They said
They were tired. They're not doing it.
Neil Dasher came back, and then Chelsea Green might be coming back.
I'm excited for the return of Chelsea Green because I think she has done enough in the indie scene to just come back and become.
She's doing the damn thing, just like
She did Impact. She did Ring of Honor.
just like the OC.
Same thing with Matt Cardona if he comes back to
Mid Cardona.
Yeah,
No, he's good.
they did a musical. He did a musical.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I should have told you to look into this.
No, you didn't.
And they talked about it on Renee Paquette's podcast. But it was Matt Cardona and one of the actors that played the Phantom of the Opera. And they did a musical wrestling theater show. So they did like I think they did 2 nights of it, and then they were gonna do more shows of it because like even
the last match of pro wrestling rock musical.
Yeah, the last match of pro wrestling rock musical.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, and then, again, the theater and pro wrestling worlds are so close because again, it's live events, live shows.
Oh, we can stream the soundtrack.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're gonna
do that later.
Yeah. we're definitely
we
doing
will
that
talk
later.
about this all another day.
Yeah, we are definitely listening to that later.
So now we're on the last match, the Roman.
Yes, Roman
and
versus
Logan Paul.
Not gonna lie, it started a little slow. I mean, like it started good, but then it kind of like slowed
I was
down.
into the
It
match the
picked
whole
up
time.
later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was sluggish from eating, but I still like the highlights and just like I don't know. Logan Paul just keeps getting better and better by each match, and he's only had 3 matches.
Yes.
And
of course.
And
Like the match was like there was not a doubt in my mind that the match wasn't gonna be good.
yeah, and the whole phone jumping off doing a splash with the
doing
phone.
a selfie, that was great.
Yeah, I was man, and I saw the angle of that too. I was like, man, I guess this is that's a new skill to keep the camera on you while you're doing activities. Like it's like a whole skill now. Like people be like literally just like in the stores and doing random things on the phone and taking these crazy ass videos, and it's just literally effect. And you think it's these effects that they add is really just like they're like working that shit like a goddamn fushigi.
A phone shigi.
Your phone doing that phone shiggy shit, and it's all that craziness, and then all you do is speed and slow up the video and certain swooshes. It just works out. But no, that was fun, and he hit him Roman with the buckshot lariat.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was so
that.
good.
Like you
Logan
said,
Paul.
like how
Here it is,
how
here
did
it
it
is,
go
here it is.
backstage when they taught him?
Oh, the buckshot.
Yeah.
The actual video, yeah.
Oh my God.
I was waiting for when he uploaded
See,
it.
look at the skill.
Boom.
How do you control your phone like that?
That's great. That's crazy. That's great.
Austin Theory never.
Yeah, Austin.
Austin Theory's got some where he's like getting kicked, but they're like selfie. It's him taking selfies. I don't know if it's the video.
It's not the video. It's not the real.
We
Hey
want
man, you
reels.
don't.
It's not about
fucking
pictures.
talk
It's
shit
about
about
reels.
Theory, man.
Oh, you just did your arm, his arm
I
workout.
I did Theory's arm workout from Celtic Warrior workouts. It's got my arms burning all day. Oh,
This would have been a perfect opportunity for him to come out.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, because even some of the YouTubers I follow, they were straight up like, I mean, Theory comes out, tries to cash in, Jake Paul knocks him out. That's why Jake Paul's there.
He got knocked out by Tyson Fury. That should have.
Yeah,
Was
that
that a
was-
cash in? That wasn't a cash in.
No,
Was it?
that wasn't a
Okay.
cash in. He hasn't officially. He has never like they've never gotten the announcer to fully say Austin Theory is officially cashing. Because if they had, then he would have
then
easily failed by now.
Yeah.
But he's never even gotten that far because something will happen to the ref too.
Speaking of ref, the fact that the ref got maced too. dude.
Oh my God, the ref getting and fucking Drew McIntyre is now mace proof.
Yeah.
He's just immediately got. I'm like,
He's
oh
just-
my God, he's prone to he's a fucking mace proof now.
Fucking
It won't affect him
got
anymore.
maced and hit him with an ankle lock, and I was like, wow. Like he just didn't. It's like he didn't just get maced. And like then the ref took one to the face too, and he's just like,
I mean, clearly there was like water on this one.
Yeah.
But, just story wise, oh my God, mace doesn't work on Drew McIntyre anymore.
yeah, because if that was the case, then how the hell didn't Cross like get affected by that? Like by the last time? Do you think the last time they actually used mace?
I think the last time they were dumb enough to actually use mace.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Last time I think they were dumb enough to actually use mace.
It's just the way, unless they just know how mace works, and then Karrion Cross is really selling it.
Yeah, but I was no, I think they would, I think they would use real mace.
Yeah, it was
No.
yeah. He's like, I won.
He was like,
Oh, why my eyes burning? I won. Shoulder, jump on my shoulder. Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Facing the wrong way. Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Take that.
the sands of time were ticking for you, Drew. That's my line for Karrion Cross. He can have.
I hope he takes it.
I'll give it to him one day. I mean, not like that, but if Scarlett's watching,
Oh yeah.
nah, still no.
Okay.
That got weird there for a moment.
It's just saying your
Speaking of
For your
getting
love of Scarlet.
weird, some grim news, or right?
I don't know.
So we
Speaking of getting
segue?
weird, there was also a Bray Wyatt
Yes.
promo, which was, I think it's weird that they brought him all the way to Saudi Arabia just to do a weird promo, standing in the ring and intervene in a match or.
with
You
Uncle
know, I
Howdy, which is
really
pretty
want
much
him
himself.
to intervene in a match, but I also kind of appreciated the appearance, considering his last time in Saudi Arabia had been the Goldberg match. I think, if I recall correctly, that was the last time he had appeared in Saudi Arabia. So just for him to appear in
And
2-3 minute
and
segment
to get the reaction he did, because he did get a huge reaction.
from the yeah.
He got Uncle Howdy. Every word he said, got every sentence got a chant right afterwards, a response from the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even that, he worked with that too.
Yeah. They mastered his craft.
That was great. I want to know where this damn storyline's gonna go, though. It's driving me insane.
Ooh. Is he gonna fight? And that whole thing would on SmackDown at the end.
Miz.
He's gonna go after the Miz.
The Miz is on Raw. It all ends with Andy Kaufman. The Miz and Bray Wyatt will do the fusion dance, and then they will become Andy Kaufman. And it'll be revived from the grave.
Why?
Yeah.
The
That-
greatest
There's
return
no way
pro
you're
wrestling
serious. There's no
history.
way you're being serious.
But for a year he kept saying the same thing that he was
Look,
gonna, there was gonna be.
they're gonna explode into black sludge and the Fiend will return.
They had the black blood.
That's
and
what's gonna happen to
everything.
Uncle Howdy.
Oh my god!
He's gonna explode into black sludge. It's coming out of all of his orifices. Then it's just gonna like drop from the middle of the ring like a brood bath. And then like from out of it, the Fiend is gonna be standing, just clean and brisk as if nothing dropped on him.
Oh yeah.
It'll be the greatest. It'll just be a hard magic trick. Just straight up hard fucking. They'll have had David Copperfield come in and do the fucking work for them.
What if the Death's Head Moth that appeared during the Alexa promo was the foreshadowing that she was going to get targeted by Nikki, and now Nikki's part of. I'm just making this up, but like that's also serious. I'm
Yeah, we're
making
still
that
trying
up,
to
but like
figure
as I
out-
talked about it, I
we're
realized
still
that's
trying to
probably
figure out-
somebody's serious theory.
The faction still.
Right. Well, let's get past WWE news into sad millennial news.
Yes.
Aaron Carter, beloved younger brother of Backstreet Boys fame, Nick Carter, and pop star, and I'm sure he's done a lot of other things as well.
My actor. He beat Shaq in basketball. Excuse
Beat
me.
Shaq at basketball. The
Yep.
big one.
Made a song about it.
Yeah, Aaron Carter
Sure.
passed away, age of 34. I have as a young lad, I had both of his first two albums. You know,
I just remember seeing his music videos on TV, and
he beat Shaq.
he was on like Lizzie McGuire.
He was the
He did the Broadway musical Seussical. He also did
he did Seussical.
He did Seussical the musical. He also did the off-Broadway musical The Fantastics,
Oh wow!
which we're all familiar with.
Yeah.
I was involved in a production of that.
Follow.
Obviously, details of his death are still very elusive because it just happened earlier
We just
today.
found.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
found
was
in-
announced earlier today. So
He was found in his tub.
found in his bathtub. So I mean, you know,
What I've been seeing in the comment article, most of the articles.
celebrity youth. I'm sure an individual with his own troubled.
Barely.
I mean, a millennial. We
not
all
even,
got.
not even that much
I
older
mean,
than us.
he got
Yeah.
fame at 9 years old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, legit. Not even that
Yeah.
much. Up to 4 years older than
Yeah.
you guys. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry if I aged you guys.
It's okay. It's been revealed.
Yeah.
he is survived by his son, Prince.
As kids.
All thoughts and prayers to the family, to his son, to all that.
He'd been going through some problems, but
Mhm.
yeah, that's
Yeah, we had to address that as he's,
It's weird, just literally growing up with them and seeing how they look now.
yeah.
Well,
Well, and
celebrities you grew up.
when again, I think it's one thing when. I mean, this is like this is one of our child stars. This is.
Yeah, and then it's crazy, when you're a kid and see your parents see someone and when they find out the news that's one of their like stars or something died, and you're like, oh man. It's like it may not mean anyone to the younger kids today, but
Yeah, even when you just read me the
Yeah,
headline earlier, I
yeah.
was just like, shut up.
yeah,
No.
exactly.
What?
Like, we all know Aaron Carter is like fucking kids know who fucking JoJo Siwa is. Like if she passes away, everyone's gonna be like fucking.
Yo, like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen until
Yeah.
when they're old, when everyone's older,
I mean-
when they're in their 30s and stuff, when people start to pass away and stuff.
Not that
so-
we're wishing JoJo Siwa dies in her 30s,
but that's their child star right
yeah,
there.
but yeah.
So just imagine that happen. And it's just all just like literally just growing up with someone they're always pretty much always gonna be famous.
Yeah. Yeah, especially again, fucking his brother was Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
So.
It's almost like
I remember him and both of them showed up on an episode of Sesame Street.
I remember when they had like a whole ass TV special, whole TV concert. Watching that shit.
Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
90s were crazy.
The 90s were a sick time.
I almost miss it.
I mean, come on, Aaron
Commercial.
Carter was able to beat Shaquille O'Neal at basketball.
For a music video.
You'll never guess who I saw. Who was it? Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, 34 center from the LA Lakers. That's the only line I remember from the song. Like even the said it before. I just remember him saying, "Yeah, 34 center from the LA Lakers." Because that's a fact. Because that's how I beat Shaq.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
Okay, no, we're not singing this whole song.
Okay. We're not gonna do it.
Copyright stricken.
Speaking of Carter.
Speaking of Carter and death, Canada recently passed a law legalizing
Go on.
child euthanasia without the consent of parents.
A little more complicated than that, but yes.
Explain.
So,
Because like it sounds like
It sounds pretty bad.
It sounds
okay, so in 2015, there was a Supreme Court case brought to the Canadian government. It was listed as Carter versus Canada, which argued that it was against their constitutional rights to prohibit medical assisted
Suicide.
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia.
Termination. Lots of different people got involved. I was reading the official website case because it's all public knowledge. Like, so many different people got involved debating the morality issue of it, which obviously people are still debating the morality issue of it or the ethics of it. But the court ruled in favor of Carter. So following that meant they had to change Canadian law to now allow into law because the case had set precedent. So there was no way for them to deny people if they want
Medical
assisted
self-termination.
So that wasn't so. By 2016, they had.
Well, how can I get rid of my kids with this? How can I use this to get my kids to shut up forever?
You don't have kids.
Well, I mean that's what the Canadians were thinking. Sorry, I wasn't clear that that's what the Canadians were thinking. How can I use this to kill my kids?
So around that time, that's when they made legal euthanasia.
So they voted on it. Yeah. So 2016 is when they allowed it, and the language was very vague.
I got
about
two little
who
ones that they're not quite
for
sure
it.
about what they want to do. Thinking maybe they should just go out of their misery.
There's nothing I can do for me.
Right.
Hang on. There
You
was
know,
a
the medical man
specific
said it was all
phrase they
good.
used. Okay.
A lot of depressed.
With
He said, if
lethal
your kid
out
got a
there.
frown, let's put him down.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
So with lethal injection euthanasia now legal in Canada for patients age 18 and over whose deaths are foreseeable is the actual
So
term,
like if they're
which
like
is a
it's
vague limitation.
of like they're like already tried going suicide 3 times and they're just not good at it.
Yeah.
So the doctor's like, we're just gonna help you out.
Here you go. It's just for sure gonna work. You know.
This
Once
is-
it's in you,
we tested this on prisoners. It's gonna work on you.
there's no wussing out at the end.
But like
The
once that first
theorization-
shot's in, like we're going. It's
The-
happening.
the grounds that
Buckle up.
the grounds that they're using to justify it is that these practices share a common purpose of alleviating unendurable suffering and facilitating the patient dying on their own terms.
So they have
That's the reasoning behind all of it. That's everyone.
So they have to be sick.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Sean and I, a constant friend of the show, Sean, he's been on the show several times. We were talking because he does have kids, and he obviously I don't know about this. This is pretty no. And also, we were saying, if we were kids, or like if this was around when we were kids, we would not be here today.
Yeah, and I can imagine a sick kid, if they're sick, them being super depressed
Because
and seeing what's the point?
We
of
all-
going
we
on?
knew
Well, and I'm
as
sitting here
kids.
joking, with parents taking advantage, let me get rid of my kids because they're too much on my taxes.
Yeah.
But in reality, this is a doctor and a child without a parent involved in that medical decision. So you could be a parent, take your kid to the doctor because I want you to see some help, to see some treatment. And then they just told you, oh, well, your kid's dead. What?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they weren't doing well, so we just went back and
we
killed them.
we told them they were really sick, and
we
they
just
said,
took him in the back, and just took him fucking put a slug to his head like all the
We
other.
can give you some medicine, or we can just kill you.
Yeah.
If you don't see it, I'll tell you what, life doesn't get any better. So let's just,
Since you're already wanting to call it quits now, let's not waste any more
I'll tell you this right now, everyone's gonna die. We can give you a shortcut to the end of the race. You want to get there faster than everyone else? You want your place in heaven? Save some room for your loved ones.
I don't know. It doesn't literally. It has to be like a deathly disease that's uncurable or something.
No, they can be just sad enough and have had multiple attempts of suicide, and it's they're a psychiatrist or a doctor just says, there's nothing we can do for
it's
this
kind
person.
of nothing to do with this. He's helpless.
Which means we're basically endorsing people actually giving up on life via law and government. Which, obviously not us because we're here in America, but we're also in liberal California where that's probably not going to be too far behind. So
what it actually is the child euthanasia part that the discussion's being brought up, which this discussion was being had as early as 2018. So this is an expansion on the 2016 law.
Another name for this practice is also super late term abortions.
This is what we're going to invade Canada for.
So so it's just, God damn it, Terence, you cut me off. I gotta ground myself, and this is why we get all
super late term abortions.
medical assistance in dying is what it's actually called, or at least what they're referring to it as. MAID for short.
Right.
So this has been being discussed as early as 2018.
Because they clean them up, right?
They did vote. I can't give you the exact
Now,
date when they voted on it.
Also, I'd like to point out we could also refer to this as pediatric euthanasia, right?
Well, okay, so hold up. No, we're making all these jokes, but this is so
Because we need to make these jokes because people need to be disgusted by this.
So it's set to expand in 2023 in March because they already voted on it.
Yeah, the law's already passed. Yeah.
But what the expansion actually does, it's supposed to add the mentally ill to the law, in which case then that becomes people dealing with depression and potentially minors. Now, what it does state specifically regarding minors.
Does that mean they can just start killing homeless crazy people at random?
Well, the homeless already count, or would count under this. It's not so much that they're killing them at random, but if the homeless person decides they want to, they can.
Damn.
It's in
Wow. It's in the fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. That's actually in the language for the law.
Yeah.
That totally makes it seem like what's the
It's like a
depopulation bullshit.
Yeah.
To actually include the homeless. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I guess we're because laws have to be super specific sometimes.
Super specific and also kind of super vague. If, however, a capable, legally underaged patient explicitly indicates that they do not want their family involved in their decision making, Although healthcare providers may encourage the patient to reconsider and involve their family, it does also have that in the official wording. Ultimately, the wishes of capable patients with respect to confidentiality must be respected if we regard made as practically and ethically equivalent to other medical decisions that result in the end of life.
So, like a frantic, paranoid youth, a doctor
It
might go out of their
should, yeah.
way to try and make sure that
So
they get the
they're
help that they
trying to
need.
emphasize a mature minor as opposed to, but there is the argument that okay, but if we're gonna start doing this to minors, then it becomes a whole other.
Okay, but yeah, at 4 years old, I was like, okay, but I'm just gonna die someday. Why live? Like that's a reasonable, young, mature decision. Like,
In order to protect staff members from potential violence and social harassment, we will not make public the names of the healthcare providers who have volunteered to provide MAID, nor will we disclose a full list of persons who comprised our working group. We will, however, as an institution, publicly discuss the provision of MAID in an effort to normalize this procedure and reduce social stigma for everyone involved.
I don't know if it should be normalized.
It is right and appropriate for this duty to fall to a well-resourced institution rather than rest on the shoulders of individual patients and providers.
I think people really get acceptable and normalized
Mixed
confused.
up. Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Because again, like, perfect example, trans
Oh no.
transsexuality. That's something that I think should be acceptable, not normalized. Because normalization it means there's statistics involved.
Yeah.
You're talking about that's the
And it
average.
should be normal
way.
how someone doesn't feel
But I
like they're
again,
like in their own skin like all the time. Why
I
is it
think
happening?
The acceptability
Yeah.
should be normalized. But as for saying something like that should be normalized, that has a different connotation of. But again, I agree with maybe the acceptability of child euthanasia might need. I mean, again, that's.
I mean, it could be like
Are we just gonna dole this
What
out
if-
for
what-
every like
one of these
depressed kid? I don't know.
What if one of the school shooters
of,
just ended up euthanizing
I mean,
himself?
when I was 14, I told a fellow, or no, I was 15, I told a fellow student, kill yourself, no one's gonna care, because he was sitting there in the corner. I'm gonna kill myself, and no one's gonna care. Watch, and I was like, do it. No one in this room's gonna care. And then everyone just looked at me and like, wow, Terence, that's fucked up. And it's like, what? Am I lying to him? None of you are jumping to his defense and saying you'd care.
Yeah.
None of us would care. None of us like him.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 2 years later, senior year, he's like, hey man, I really want to thank you for like, saying that. Cause like, I was so in my head with my own bullshit at that. And like you
brought him out of it.
Yeah. He's like, thank you for that.
Finally,
and I was like,
someone like, it had to take that for him to get someone to like
and
notice him.
And we had a laugh
acknowledge
about
him.
it because it's like, and that's what it was. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you do just need that dose of reality.
Yeah,
Like, it's like, I'm right. Maybe I am just thinking too much of my position here.
Yeah.
Because this is just, I mean, again, it was just high school.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking, like, man.
It's not even like
there's so many
a quarter of your life that you spend there.
Yeah. So many depressed teenagers and stuff like that. And they think that one moment that's happening, bad moment that's happening right now is like the whole world, and their world's over.
Yeah,
and it's crashing down when it's not even like
the bigger world seems even scarier.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
you look back at it and you're like, you just chuckle.
You think these people don't care about you? There's so much going outside of those walls that like.
Yeah. And then they're so prone to depression and just being sad, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
again, I'm concerned for the youth.
Mm-hmm. And if it's getting to that point where it's just like, oh, fucking just let them off themselves. You're homeless.
So yeah,
come on down.
There is no hope for humanity. Come on down.
Yeah, that's
It's good that they're not giving the names of those doctors though. I want to know though, like these doctors are trying to euthanize these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get some protests going.
Yeah.
Um, right. Speaking of laws and elections, the United States election season is amongst us.
Midterms.
Midterms. We are here in California, so our laws are very much ass backwards, go way over people's heads. Probably not even going to matter if we vote for them because
Oh, there's one where they have to break down so we're voting on something you guys voted for, but we're re-voting on it. So
because we
yes
didn't like the
means
way you
no,
guys
and no
voted.
means yes.
Like, we didn't like
Just
the
to
way you guys voted
clarify.
on this the first time, so we're gonna run it back. Because that's the type of shit that happens here in California. We'll vote on stuff, and then our lawmakers will be like, we feel like you guys didn't make the right call on this one, so we're gonna go ahead and do this anyways.
Yeah, that's happened a few times. Bastards.
That's happened a lot.
I don't know. I'd just be watching fucking TV and then seeing all the props, and I was like,
I finally watched TV the other day, and I was
Oh,
watching.
you
I
saw
hadn't
the-
seen any of these fucking ads, and I was just like, "What?"
it's so weird.
What?
Like the dialysis one, like they're shutting down freaking dialysis plans. Like, really, you guys literally?
'Cause we didn't have this conversation.
Yeah, literally, this happened like last year, like the last time.
Like, why is this a conversation? We don't want to kill these people. They don't want to die. Why are we voting on this?
No, it's not so much that it's
It's
shutting down.
it's the ordinance and the way the operations of the buildings should run. Or these
Yeah,
services
you guys
or-
should have an authorized medical personnel there, not just
Nurses and shit.
yeah. And so,
Mhm.
Which I think
so
is
all the companies that run this would cost
which
them too
to a
much
point
money.
to a point which yes, that makes sense and that's agreeable. But yeah, again, it's a money thing and
yeah, it just becomes too costly for them to run them. Then they should just go to
What
hospitals.
about that other one? What about
that's-
the other one about the sheriff gangs, like in LA? Like, why is that even like? This is
because
even like a question. Like, everyone knows that it's a thing. The sheriffs are there's like the Compton executioners, fucking the banditos, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
because
Well,
everyone does know it's a thing.
And then we're gonna have to vote about it.
Like I said, I mean, I opened up with this is a bunch of ass backwards stuff. We're gonna have to. Again, the big one that I know a lot of people are, we can really screw we can screw Gavin on this is was it Prop 30, right? That's the
yes.
one for the cars,
Mhm.
which would basically be the government or
I have it here.
the state would have to subsidize our buying electric cars because the state's going to enforce us forcing us. They're not going to enforce it at all. They're going to force us to buy to go full electric by 2035, which the best chance for this, honestly, I think, is for just this measure to get or ordinance to get strict down. Hopefully, given we get reasonable people into office. And not that I'm like anti-electric or anything. It's just it just forces too much of people. It's
The cost of living in
it's
in this state alone is
our power grid can't sustain that. There's so many things. My big thing is a lot of conservatives are like, oh well, we can screw Gavin because he's making us get the electric cars. But it's like, hold up, guys. You don't believe in state spending. This is state spending. This is going to drive up the cost of electric cars. This is going to do exactly what we've done to college prices over the last 30 years as a fucking country.
yeah. Yep.
This is like something we
you
should
could
be like
we'll
a hard.
partially pay for your
So
thing,
like,
but you have to pay for the rest. Oh well, we're gonna get
We'll jack up the price on the electric cars then. So because we're gonna get this money anyways.
Yeah, they're gonna pay it off.
eh.
They're gonna pay it off.
So it's just, and again, most people, once you fucking buy a car, you're already in debt anyway. So it's just another way to fucking increase fucking people's debt and fucking get
and the national debt.
yeah,
because-
it's complete fucking psychotic and it. No, I mean I have to agree with Gavin on this one. I mean he made a stupid decision with the fucking getting us all on electric by 2035, but I still have to say fucking, no on this fucking measure, on this bill for fucking prop.
Electric cars, fucking Tesla.
I mean, I don't fucking have an electric car, but I mean, fuck, I don't even have I don't have a car.
Mm-hmm.
Support this show. We have a Patreon.
We
Help
need
us buy better equipment.
we need cars.
So we can get guests.
Right. We're at 55. Any other things in the bill we want to?
I want to talk about the smoking one because I'm a little outraged over
Yeah,
it.
what's the smoking one?
So they want to ban the sale of flavored tobacco products in the state of California. Yeah,
Vapes. They want to ban
all of the marketings, because
Yeah.
because if it's flavored, it's geared towards children. I'm sorry, I'm
What?
a 30-something-year-old
You,
woman.
you never grow out of it.
I know other 30-something-year-olds that have tobacco products. None of them have tobacco flavored
You
products.
want to just ban cocktails.
It is not up to the state to raise your children, to make decisions for them, or to enforce them from making bad decisions. That's your job as a fucking parent.
I hate that we've taken smoking out of our media. I think absolutely we shouldn't market it towards children, and that's perfectly acceptable and reasonable. But to govern, oh no, you can't have that.
We tried
banning alcohol. That doesn't
today,
help.
and people still know what it does to you. Like,
yeah.
So what? So what? Don't know it does. But it's just like, like there's
California's dumb enough to vote for it too.
Why are we
Yeah,
making?
they are.
Why
I sat in an office and I heard a bunch of people
why are we
talk
making
about it.
flavored
And I was
whiskey,
like, it doesn't matter.
flavored all these flavored alcohols, and then what's the point?
Yeah, how come vodka's allowed to be flavored?
Flavored
Whipped cream and vanilla and strawberry and all that, that's all geared towards children. We shouldn't be allowed to have that. That's the reasoning. That's the same logic applied to another vice. That's just, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous.
Okay, Four Loko.
Yeah, Four Locos are colorful cans.
Mm-hmm. Very colorful. White Claws.
We should stop talking. We'll give them ideas. They're gonna start banning flavored alcohol.
Get back to good old prohibition days.
I mean, I can drink whiskey straight.
I mean, wine is flavored.
I drink beer.
Wine has a flavor.
All right, that's gonna be it from us here on the Kinda Late Show. Check out WTF Wrestling Explosion and Darkness, as well as AZW Action Zone Wrestling.
Woohoo!
WTF is brought to you by yours truly. Action Zone Wrestling is brought to you by Man Jordan. We're getting into the E-Feds. We're gonna take them by storm.
This has been the Kinda Late Show.
Late Show. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out like us on Patreon, or give us money on Patreon. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Viva La Raza. I don't believe in that.
For Eddie.
For Eddie.
For Eddie.
No, for Aaron. For Aaron.